What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tax. You tuned in to Future Perfect for another Friday episode. Right now, I'm joined by two very special guests. I'll have them introduce themselves. I'm going to start to my right and work our way around.
Hey, what's going on? It's Byron Morgan. How y'all living tonight? It was goody good. It's always a pleasure to be here on FPF, Future Perfect Fridays.
Hey, Future Perfect Fridays. So we got Byron Morgan of Vinyl Mint, sorry.
Hey, yo, it's your boy Prophet, a.k.a. Percussion. You know, always a pleasure to be on this podcast, my favorite podcast, if I may say so.
Yeah, you're flattering people. Appreciate that.
For sure. I mean, you know, they always show me love, so how could it not be my favorite, right?
Yeah.
Real talk.
Word.
Real talk.
Nah, so we're here today on this special Friday episode because this week, actually, Jay-Z's American Gangster just turned 10. You want a little
Pass
bit
the ginger ale, buddy. Thank you.
What?
You could pass the ginger ale.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Nah, so like I was saying, Jay-Z's American Gangster just turned 10 this week. And I remember that because me and the agent were supposed to drop a project on the same day, but we'll get around to doing that then.
Yeah.
But I figured it'd be a good day to do a little reflecting on that album. I think that's a pretty cool album and stuff like that. And I'll get into some other stuff. So how you guys feel about the album?
Yeah.
You feel like it aged well?
Yeah.
I can, like, looking back at it, yo, that album's definitely, I mean, it's a classic, you know what I'm saying? Damn, it'll feel like, yeah, I'm gonna save my opinion about Jay-Z later, but yeah, that album's classic, yo. That album's classic. That's all I can really say. Like, listening to it bring back real good memories of when I was in high school, and fire.
Yeah, for me, like, I listened to it again recently, maybe like a couple weeks ago, like in preparation for this project that me and Agent are doing. And just to like listen to it again, I think it's one of his best works because like he's focused on like one particular like kind of subject matter. And the way he executes it, like with the production and just like the way he's rapping and everything, the way he's carrying himself, like fits the movie.
Right.
So like as a complete project, that's one of his best.
So I'll take a different spin on this. I think it was probably one of his best marketing moves he ever did. This was his first connection with film, and the film was successful.
Right.
And he scored the soundtrack. It's like the equivalent of being Curtis Mayfield when he scored Superfly, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
He created a musical brand much bigger than hip-hop at that point.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. I mean, and after that, what did he do? Samsung.
Right.
But after he did that, he did Sprint.
So this is
you get what I'm saying?
American Gangster, in my opinion, is the beginning and is the start of that grown man Jay-Z. Like, for example, when 444 just dropped, everybody's like, yo, he's on his grown man shit. Nah, if you guys paying attention, since American Gangster, that was the first grown man Jay-Z. And since then, he's just been evolving as a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
Talk.
He's showing you that he stepped away from that. You know what I mean? Even in the, like, what is the album before it? Is it the Black Album?
No, I think that was Kingdom Come.
No, it's Kingdom Come.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
Kingdom
06.
Come. Even on Kingdom Come, he's on some hustler. He's on some hustler. Still, classic Jay-Z.
I mean, that song Beach Chair was the graduation. In my opinion, that was a point of elevation. You hear that beat on that track? You know what I mean? And then, yo, like the hook, I hear my angel sing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Like,
Definitely.
He showed in that song, like, look, my mind has elevated in a different way. You know, this is like, he probably made that song after he had like a spiritual trip.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, nah, like for me, I agree with you with the whole, like, you know, the start of Grown Man Jay-Z, like, it kind of forced him to, if you think about it, though.
Exactly.
Like, if he was going to do that, he had to fit the theme.
Elaborate on that. Lean into that.
You couldn't get, like, the same Jay-Z scoring a movie of that caliber. like it's Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, true story.
I mean, Denzel gonna make you step into your grown man, right?
Exactly.
Like, he's the epitome of like, yo, a black strong father figure, right?
Right. Exactly.
He gonna make you step your shit up, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I'm not saying Jay wouldn't have like otherwise, but like no, he had to and he succeeded. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like how people just throw out songs for soundtracks. Like you're making the music of the movie, and the movie is like a serious gangster movie. Like you had to come with it, and I think I think that was part of the challenge. Is like, yo, like how do I make music? Like, how does he make music that's true to him, and then also fits this? In which, like, you know, like we all know his story. It wasn't as difficult as maybe he thought. Or might have been perceived, but there was a lot of pressure because, you know, the actors in the movie, what that movie like actually meant. And, you know, like around that time, BET had to roll out where they had like the American Gangster series where they was going over other gangsters too. So there's a lot of build up for it. So like he really had to come with it, and he did. Like, dope album.
And you know, when you look at that movies for in specific, you know what I mean? That's like the mobster or like the top Don, you know what I mean, type of movie. It's about the top Don. This is the thing, you know. It's kind of ironic how Jay-Z before he's still on his street hustler style. I mean, and now he graduated into that. He's a businessman, but he's on some like top Don mob boss type movement. You know what I mean? Similar to how, you know what I mean, the movie character was like.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what?
It's kind of crazy how that coincides. You know what I'm saying?
It does, and here's another angle on that too, right? Like he also showed like that there was so much love between everyone in New York.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The Rock Boys record, remember that?
Yeah.
You know, that song, I mean, that showed, like there's a relationship between everyone who's made it in New York.
Exactly.
I mean, y'all seen the little short that they put out, right? What's better than One Billionaire 2 that Diddy put out? I think Rock Nation threw a party, I think at one of his mansions.
Right.
And Jay and Diddy were there. You know, it was like a cool short, like, but it showed like how much love there is, you know.
Right.
People want to see you succeed. And I think like that Rock Boy song was a sign of growth for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely, that Rock Boy song is legendary.
Yeah, no,
legendary.
But I wouldn't say it's legendary. I think all of this are just signs. You know what I mean? That
no, I'm saying the song itself.
Graduated.
I'm saying the song itself is legendary.
See, I think there's more legendary records. Like
that song was definitely a moment.
I think
that's
it's
a huge
growth.
moment.
But I don't think it was Jay-Z's growing moment. You know what I mean? So I would say this is a good transition into the 5. You know, what are the 5 albums that represent Jay-Z's growth? Like, if you could pick songs or moments in any of those albums, what would the 5 albums be that show Jay-Z's growth?
Like to show his growth? Yeah. Honestly, you have 4 albums to pick from, honestly.
Only 4?
I can't think of a 5th, honestly.
Oh.
Like if we're showing his growth,
all right. Huh.
You look at
That's
Black Album.
So that's interesting because I mean he's had a lot of albums. So you said he's only done it in 4?
I'd say so. Like honestly.
All right.
Yeah.
Because this is interesting.
Let's put like this.
This is interesting.
Let's look at Jay, right? Jay was largely a lot of the same thing. I mean, from like Reasonable Doubt to like Volume 2, he was like the same kind of person. Then he realized he had to switch his style up a little bit, but he's still Jay. You don't really see that growth until he's like, I'm about to retire. Blackout is where it really starts. Then from there, you get a little bit of that in Kingdom Come. You get more of that in American Gangster. I don't know what happened on Magna Carta. And then 444 is where you get the result of all that growth.
Oh, so what do you mean you don't know what happened on Magna Carta?
I don't know what happened on Magna Carta, B. He was trying to sell singles, bro. He was not showing no type of growth.
Nah, it's very true. Very true. But that album is still ridiculous, bro.
It has a lot of good songs, but
the production is good. The lyricism is not there.
Nah, and especially the way they hype that up.
I mean, it's not there. Crown is probably the hardest record on that album.
Crown is one of the hardest records on that album.
You know
Heaven is one of the hardest records on that album. That lyrically, lyricism
Okay,
wise.
I give you.
You know what I'm saying? Because Heaven is crazy.
Heaven's dope. Heaven is dope.
There's a lot of I don't know, like because the thing is I'm a fan of when the sonics and the lyricism hit together.
Yeah,
like
the record with Rick Ross is dope.
Yeah.
That's what. That one
hard.
is
That's
one
hard.
is ridiculous.
And I keep trying to find that version that had 2 Chainz at
fuck,
the end.
Mess with me, you
They
know
had
I
a
got
version
it.
with 2 Chainz on it.
Yeah, I can't find
Chainz,
it.
I bet Chainz was lit.
You're right. There is one with Chainz on
There's
it.
a version with Chainz on it.
I bet
I've been trying to find it for years.
Listen, look, I as much as people may have their opinion about 2 Chainz, I like 2 Chainz.
That's my dog.
He's consistent, yo, and the flow. He's just got so much personality, man.
That's what it is.
He's a great personality. It's like I'd love to just chill with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's probably a cool dude to chill with.
Hell yeah, nah. I mean, you could definitely. That's what it is. His personality is what sells. Like you can almost tell what type of person he is when you just hear his verses.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying, like. He said something like, "Put codeine on a salad. Get some on a codeine diet." Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, you hear stuff like that, you be like, "Yo, dude," you get an idea of who he really is. Like,
Right.
because I mean, it's always about what criteria you're judging them against too. Like, you know what I mean? His style of rap is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be light. It's supposed to be good. You know what I mean?
You shouldn't go there looking for substance.
Right.
You know?
He'll sneak some in though.
He still does.
I mean, he does.
He'll sneak
Like that song. Gosh, man, it'll come to me in a second. But what are Jay-Z's top 5?
Are we talking about top 5 albums? Just albums?
Top 5 albums that showed his growth.
Like I said, it starts with.
Hey, yo, hold on. I gotta say, if you saying it's 4, but don't. What's the album he was on with Jaz-O? Because we could technically throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? That fast rap, nonsense rap. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then I'll do 5. I'll do 5.
Even though I don't think it's nonsense rap, because Twist is my guy. But
I'll do 5 only because Reasonable Doubt was a pivotal point for him from that Jaz-O thing. But that's like number 5. What I'll do is Black Album was 1. The reason why is because Black Album was like, yo, at least we thought he intended to retire. So that's when he started to get a little bit more personal, and then like you started to feel it's like, yo, like it's really about to happen. So you got like a more mature Jay on that. Like you still had the singles, but you had like What More Can I Say, Encore, mad other like hard singles that like were pretty introspective in a sense, you know what I mean? Then I'd say probably 2 would be like American Gangster. Because again, like with that, it had to fit the soundtrack. So you had to look, and he related a lot to the subject matter of the movie. So it's like he had to look more in himself and make groaner type of rap. So he had to kind of mature with the music to fit that. Kingdom Come will come next because it's just like, okay, he thought he was going to retire. He pulled a Jordan on us. So then he had more kind of grown and sexy type music on there. Like you listen to Kingdom Come to like Blueprint 2, totally different. 4 was, I'd probably say 444. And the only reason why like it's lower on the list is because it's like all those led to that moment.
right, absolutely. That was like the capping moment. Like, yep.
Like it gets credit that like people think, oh, this is like him being grown. I'm like, nah, like you got bits and pieces of it before, but now he's like actually really doing a whole thing of it. And like he's at a point where like he's an elder in like hip hop, not to really show his age or anything like that. So then like it's more received now than what it would have been if he was doing something like that on Black Album. They're like, get out of here. Nobody wants to hear that. But now that he's like older, like successful, blah, 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 it's like, okay, now I want to hear something from my OG. That's why it's so impactful. But it's lower on my list because it's like all the other stuff led to that. Like there wouldn't be a 444 had there not been a Black Album, a Kingdom Come, American Gangster, blah, blah, blah. And then I throw Reasonable Doubt on there because that was a pivot in his career from where he was with like Jaz-O and everything. Then he started getting like more smooth and like being himself.
Right.
So I'll do that. I'll take that list.
Let's see. I think for me, I would say Reasonable Doubt, definitely number one, because I think it was the introduction to who he was going to be in his head. You know what I mean? He always saw himself as a boss, and regardless of what people may have saw, you know, and I think Dame was definitely probably a part of that, because that was Dame's vibrato too. But Jay-Z definitely was down to make a name for himself, you know? And I think he established that. And he also established his crew, you know, because he put everybody, like, in apparently these cats too were probably his mentors or OGs, like cats like Sauce Money were on the album.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
Like he had
You don't know Sauce Money, right, coin, you know? Phrases for dollars.
Yeah,
like,
he had like OGs on the album that he was paying respect to. It was like Kendrick dropping Big Kid, you know, you know what I mean? Mad City.
It's like having MC8. It's like having MC8 on Good Kid, Mad City. That's like
exactly
Sauce Money on, you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly
Reasonable Doubt.
And then he had his crew up there. He had Bleak. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like, look.
He had Jazzo on there too, right? With that's his OG on the same. Yeah, true.
Biggie.
He had Biggie, you know, on there, yep.
Yo, like he had established his crew. Mary J. Blige was on the album.
Oh yeah, and what's her name too? Foxy Brown was on the album. The little Puerto Rican dude who did the skit, Hispanic dude who did the skit.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
That's one of his peoples.
Exactly.
Like that nobody knows about, but he's always in Rockefeller.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he established himself. So that was number one. Number two, I would definitely say it would have to be Dynasty.
Are we counting that as a J?
Yeah, because that was a J album.
That was like a compilation, though.
But it wasn't. But it was a Jay. It was a Jay-Z album.
It was like Jay-Z Presents.
No.
Yeah. It was like
a Jay-Z Presents.
Fact, I think so.
I don't even know if I would put.
Okay, so then
I mean, explain it.
So here, listen, guys.
Maybe that's why it's a pivotal moment and it's a growth moment, because now he's putting other people on.
Guys,
that's what it is?
Guys, that's exactly what it is. He showed you that they were a business. They were a business, guys, at that point in time.
You got that?
He graduated from a rapper to an owner. You know what I mean?
Very good point. That's a very good point.
That was growth, you know? So, and then I also think Streets is Watching.
Wow.
You know? That record was like dope. I mean, probably honestly the hardest joint in Jay-Z's album, like his discography, is Streets is Watching. You know? And I would bet he would argue that. You know what I mean?
That's a tough one right there.
You know? So I say, wild. Yeah, so Streets is Watching, that's number 3. Cause it was just like, he just established that I'm still ill, and I can still be real with my shit. I can still be hood with my flow. You know what I mean?
That beat is so gutter.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then I'd say the last one would probably have to be, man, this is tough. The last two would probably be, man, I think I really liked the Black album. I did. I liked that.
As a growth moment?
I did. I think because like it was, he definitely had a lot to say, and you could tell that he had graduated. So I'll put that at 4.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I think this is a loaded question, because if you don't include at least Reasonable Doubt in Black Album, something's wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so like, yeah definitely.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Yeah,
those two are definitely on my list.
Any other ones you can argue, but you can't those.
I gotta go.
All right, here's my last one. My last one here. My last one.
I think I know what you're about to say, jeez.
What, really? You think so?
You about to throw a Blueprint or something?
Nah, I wasn't gonna throw a Blueprint. Because, I mean, everybody knows Blueprint was coming because he's Jay-Z.
Nah,
Like,
but
you know?
I'm throwing Blueprint in there, but I'm gonna explain why.
Listen,
I'm throwing Blueprint in my list. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean.
Blueprint was a reflection of him, but I'm thinking about, ways he showed growth. So I'm thinking like
I got you.
Somebody like the next album would definitely have to be like, man, this is still hard, but I'll give you what I think. It would definitely have to be Blueprint 3.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, this has been an episode of Future President. All right, you don't have to explain that.
I'm not a fan of Blueprint 3 like that, like to put it in the growth album. Me personally.
Here's why. That was probably the transition where we were going to now see Jay-Z, the complete owner. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, the business mind. He mentioned all of his connections. He talks about like the connections and the teams he's formed now. Like he's letting you know, like, look, this is a brand new Jay-Z. And I like those records about Jay-Z, like the ones where he's literally showing you like, this is what I'm doing. Because now it's transparent that he really has made that jump from the hustler from the hood to like this guy who's created an interesting life for himself. Now, people may argue his personal life or his professional ethics or ways, right? Like, but that's what anybody. The thing that is an obvious construct is that he's become who he desired to be from Reasonable Doubt. So that's my thought.
Okay, I can understand.
I'm not gonna. I mean, every to each their own. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna argue with your opinion because that's actually a good. Like, see, that's
a
the
good
thing.
answer, though.
It's a good angle. You know what I mean? You can always come at like the angle you're coming at it with. It's like I understand it, but me personally, I wouldn't put that as a growth album. You see what I'm saying? That's a good angle, but I wouldn't put that as a growth album.
All right.
But nah, yeah, for my list, I would definitely put, I would start out with Reasonable Doubt because, like, the thing is, like, Jay-Z was rapping before Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z had a name in New York City before Reasonable Doubt was out.
This
you know
is
what I mean?
true.
This is why he created Rockefeller Records. You know what I mean? Because he was getting turned down by everybody. But yeah, the Reasonable Doubt album, it's so amazing to me, like, you know what I mean? And it's a position of growth and it's a place of growth because previously we seen him shadow under Jazz and now we see him on his own. And now that he's on his own, he even says like, yo, I think he was 26 when he dropped it, right? He was like, I'm 26 years old. This is my first time to speak to the world. And I have all these thoughts going through my mind and I have all these emotions and I'll have all these experiences and I just want to share it with the world. You know what I mean? So like, from what we previously knew about Jay-Z, you know what I mean, to that album, I definitely like it's an amazing growth. And it was a growth of like hip hop because in that time of hip hop, what was so critical is that you had your own style, you had your own lane. You wasn't piggybacking, you wasn't jacking, you wasn't swagging, you wasn't biting, none of that. Yeah. That was non-tolerable. You had to be your own, stand on your own too. And that's what, and if you ask me, this is why I can't make a top 10 list of my favorite rappers because my favorite rappers usually come from that era, and I like them all because they're different from each other and got their own unique style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Noriega don't sound like Nas don't sound like Biggie don't sound like Tupac, but they all nasty at what they do.
Hey, Nori, straight up, yo, big up to Nori. Like, Nori just had like, yo, he had his own style.
Charisma, like, he had you saying Spanish words you didn't understand. For real. But yeah, so that's what I liked about the Reasonable Doubt album itself is that, you know what I mean, it really showed him standing on his own too. Like, that was like a growth moment, for real, I think. Next, I would have to put, now this is a tough one. The second one I would have to put, I'm going to put Blueprint. Because again, this is another album where, like, when if we're talking about music, you know what I mean? If we're talking about the music, this is where he's so comfortable and he's so nasty at what he's doing. He's taking your favorite rapper's lyrics and making it into something more amazing. Like that's the album where he really is biting a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Where he's taking, like, it has the song The Ruler's Back. He's taking Slick Rick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like that Blueprint album, it's so amazing production-wise. His flows, his lyrics. It's just next level shit. It's next level shit.
That album
On the
takes
music,
you to a different place, yo.
Yo, as far as
It
music goes,
definitely does.
that's a growth moment for Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I don't care. No, he gets so comfortable in his own skin. He gets that he's like, you know what? I'm gonna quote your favorite rappers in so many of my songs, and you're not gonna hate on it. You can't even do nothing about it. You're gonna still bump your head and bob to these songs because they're so hard. You know what I mean? So definitely Blueprint. Blueprint. After Blueprint, I'm gonna put Black Album for sure. You know what I mean? I don't think that needs any more explanation than what was already said. After the Black Album, American Gangster. Definitely got to be American Gangster. Again, that's the grown man Jay-Z. You go from street hustler to grown man Jay-Z. You know what I mean? And it's not, and even that's as far as his image, but it also is as far as his lyricism, his style. Like now he's not even, his cadences is like he's kind of talking to you. You know what I'm saying? He's like he's painting you an image. You know what I mean? He's making his own movie to a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is dope. He's making his own movie to a movie. Like if you listen to that album with your eyes closed and you ain't never seen the movie, you can get your own movie from that album. You see what I'm saying?
I can see that.
So, you know what I mean? Sonically, lyrically, everything. You know what I mean? His approach on it. So definitely American Gangster. For the fifth one, let's see. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. I would say Watch the Throne.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to end this podcast.
The only
Why do you
reason,
keep saying
hold
that?
on. No, the only reason why. Hold on.
Why is he hating on everybody's choices, though? Yo?
This is the thing.
I need to know.
The only reason why is because we never got to hear that Jay-Z and R. Kelly collab.
We talking about? We did. He put out 2.
Yeah.
The whole projects.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm saying.
We didn't get tours from them.
This is the thing.
But we
now.
got projects.
This is the thing, right? We got to hear them, but what I'm trying to say is like, all right, the Jay-Z, the R&B singer, the rapper and the R&B singer, all right, that's cool. But when do you ever hear Jay-Z doing a whole album with a rapper / producer? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That he put like that he put on, like he cherry picked. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the thing. R. Kelly is a legend and a great in his own right, standing next to a legend and is great in his own right.
Yeah.
The thing is, Kanye is a legend and a great in his own right.
I mean, he's won over 20 Grammys. Remember that, right?
Who?
Kanye West.
Right, but this
20 plus Grammys.
This is what I'm saying. He's a legend. He's a legend in his own right. Yeah. But he came under who?
Oh, Jay.
He came under Jay. You know what I'm saying? So now this is like the Big Brother, Little Brother album.
Yeah.
Now, as far as a Big Brother, Little Brother album, you know what I'm saying? I personally think Jay did his thing on that album. You know
I think Kanye kind of like showed that he was next. On that album.
I mean, Kanye did the production on it too, though.
But still,
that
Kanye,
was
lyrically,
Jay-Z.
that was probably one of Kanye's better albums because his content was more focused.
Well, hold on. Matter of fact, if again, that's not a Jay-Z album. That's a collab album. You know what I'm saying?
But it's. I could see why it's an album that you would pick though, because Jay-Z definitely did his thing on the album.
He definitely did, and he came with a whole different style and approach on it. That's what I'm saying. Like I ain't never heard Jay-Z.
Look, I just thought Ye was being Ye.
Nah,
he wanted.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing, bro. Like that's that thing about that album.
Yeah.
Jay is putting on his little brother.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, now I'm with my little brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the minute Jay-Z attached his name to Kanye like that, he's blowing up Kanye. Like
right.
Jay-Z don't. I mean, like, let's be honest. Does Jay-Z need Kanye? At that moment,
he endorsed Kanye. You're right.
He's endorsing Kanye, so he's supposed to let him shine. He's supposed to let him do his thing. You know what I mean? He's supposed to put him on. Yeah. My thing is like,
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a growth moment right there. Because I mean, other than Eminem on Renegade, Jay-Z be coming for heads.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does he not?
Hey, Eminem.
Hold on. Other than Eminem on Renegade, does Jay-Z not come for heads when he's spitting?
Hey,
Well,
hey.
he didn't. Well, Lupe got him on pressure. but
Lupe got him on pressure 100%.
That's not debatable. I don't care who.
I mean, well, hold on. I don't think.
That one's
I
not
don't think. I don't
debatable.
think.
You don't think
I don't
so?
think Jay Z.
No.
I don't think Jay Z came hard enough on that song. It's On by Beanie Siegel.
Yeah,
I don't think he came hard enough on that.
Sieg, yo. Hey, Sieg just kind of just ate that record, yo.
If you
he
hear
was
Jay-
in the pocket the whole time, yo.
Yo, hold on. This is the thing now. Now I'm gonna get into this because we want to talk about growth. The one thing that Jay Z doesn't have growth in is standing on his own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? As far as his cadences and his flows and his style.
Yeah.
Yo, that's the one thing that gave me so mad about Jay-Z, which is why I couldn't listen to him for so long growing up. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about Reasonable Doubt being the first growth album, but that's the first album where he started jacking ski beats, he started jacking Camp Lo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was disgusting, you know what I'm saying? It was disgusting.
He did,
like,
hey, and that Camp Lo record was still hard too, though.
no, it was, but hold on.
Hey, Camp Lo,
This is
Camp Lo
the
got
feeling it song. That is a
Real
Camp
talk.
Lo record. Like, if you remove the Jay-Z voice,
Yeah.
everything else is Camp Lo. You know,
No,
and maybe
they
the
were supposed
lyrics.
to have that beat.
They was even flowing the same, and Jay-Z was like, "Nah, I need that," and he flowed on the beat the same way. This is Ski Beat saying it, the producer himself. He said all of this. He said that was our record. It was me and I think it was Suede. He said it was him and Suede.
They were recording down the hall from one another.
They was like working on it, and then Jay-Z came and heard it. He was like, "Yo, I need this beat," and he was like, "I mean, this is already their song." He was like, "Nah, I need this. Whatever, I need this, like by any means." And I guess he put up some money for it, and he ended up selling him the record. But then Ski said he also flowed on the beat the same way as we did. That's what he said too. And if you listen to Jay-Z and you listen to Camp Lo, it's kind of crazy. You know who else remind me who got like Camp Lo influence? Pusha T.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clips,
what? The
definitely.
Clips, they got that Camp.
It's funny. I was listening to them, and then I was listening to Clips, and I was just thinking, like, I wonder if they got a hold of Camp Lo filters. You know what I mean?
yeah.
In their programs, and every time they chop records, they would, because every song literally sounded like Camp Lo, yo.
Yeah, like a new version.
It was like almost identical in a way, but it was new age though.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like Clips and Camp Lo definitely they passed on the flow. Are there any other good rap groups out there today?
But I just want to finish the point that other than Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z jacked Beanie Siegel's flow, Young Chris's flow. You know what I'm saying? He jacked Emilio. So he's jacked so many flows of people he signed and he put on that that's the one thing I can't rock with. That's the one thing that don't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, he takes people's stuff and sometimes does it better than them, but he's like, what is it? Is it Pablo Picasso who said, it was like one of them famous artists who said the best artists steal. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Well, I think they steal. The best artists don't steal.
Or copy or imitate, something that. Like,
I think so. Here's my thought. You know what I mean? So artists are architects of culture. Right. And essentially culture is what drives the markets, our economics, our political theaters, our psychology, our education, right? And many other things that we consider constructs of a civil society, right? So I feel like what we really get here is we are getting a new idea at the end of the day.
I mean, Nas said it best that no idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. Even if you think about the origins of hip hop and sampling and break beats, and you know what I mean, that's building off of something. You know what I mean? But now it's different. It's different when you come out in a time and you live in a time where originality and standing on your own two and making your own mark is so important.
That's exactly what we're getting at. The new idea is just an appreciation for the old. That's what everything in life is, right? That's how we get every new day. We sow a seed to appreciate the next new day. Right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like when you look at even this stuff, you know, I feel like this was a way of paying it forward.
So you think that's his angle, is to take from his contemporaries and just put on harder than
he had the juice. He had the biggest light. Look, think about it. Why is Drake?
I never thought about it like that.
Look, why is Drake so big? Because Drake has created a culture. Everybody got remnants of Drake in his style. Even Cole and Kendrick. Not saying that they jack him, but they all bought this melodic style back to hip hop. You know what I mean? Right. Before that, it was Jay won't singing on no hooks. You know what I mean? Nas ain't singing on hooks. How many artists before that can you think of? Rakim ain't singing on hooks. You know what I mean?
50 Cent was singing hooks.
Yeah, 50.
And he was rationing Ja Rule for singing the hooks. How about that?
But that's what I'm getting at.
He pulled the J. He pulled the J.
It wasn't y'all silly, yo. But it's but listen, it's a form of establishing a culture. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And from that, you'll always make money if you establish a style. That's the key. Establishing a style. Like Dreamville and what they're doing with their artists. They're establishing a style, man, that their creative direction, art direction for their team is amazing with the brand that they're trying to create. The TDE brand is amazing when you think about it. Like it's just so Cali. It speaks to the entire vibe of the West Coast. True. They encaptured that. Good music. And what they've done, their contributions, honestly, to trap music. They made trap music. Good music did that.
Whoa.
Think about this. I'm talking about on the mainstream level now. You got to remember Gucci, Migos, all of them had relationships at the same time. Pusha, all of them. Yo Gotti, all of them got relationships with good music at the same time. And then trap music became huge. Of course it had a style.
Modern trap.
Yeah.
Not like you know, look, how T.I. and Jeezy and them, they were
Outkast.
That wasn't trap.
Outkast was the first.
T.I. and Jeezy was trap.
That was dope boy music, but it wasn't trap.
No,
trap
Young Jock was like dope boy music.
Nah, but that was Jeezy. Look, Young Jock was commercialized dope boy music.
Yeah.
But look, trap music is yes, it is of the same origin, right? It's in, the lyrics are influenced by
not even just the lyrics, the beats.
The beats though.
The melodies, the drum, the 808s, the
drums are different.
The drum, hold on. It's not that the drums are different, the drums are evolved.
But that's what
because the whole basis of it is, you know what I mean? David Banner, when he was producing T.I.'s albums, you know what I'm saying?
He's a creator.
Hold on,
of trap.
check it.
He's one of the kings, yo.
So
him and David Wise, but that's a different conversation.
He's using, you know what I'm saying? He's using 808 sounds, you know what I mean? Back then. The 808 sounds that are being used in trap beats today are just an involvement of those sounds. You know what I mean? They're just the modernization of those sounds. The whole concept of the melody playing, because still around that time, you still have people sampling heavy.
Manny Fresh.
You know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh was sampling.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh was sampling. Organized noise, you know what I mean? And organized noise, and what's his name? What we talking about right now? I don't know how his name just slipped out my mind.
Manny Fresh?
No, not Manny Fresh.
Who?
David Banner. Yeah, David Banner. Organized Noise and David Banner, they were originators in that playing melodies in the songs, but David Banner was the originator in playing the melody in a trap way. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that playing melodies in a trap style, you know what I mean? That loop, that nice little bounce. That loop bounce, you know what I'm saying?
Cadillac on 22.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so definitely that's trap music. That's trap music. That's not dope boy music. Dope boy music is like Young Jock, is like things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Mike Jones, Paul Wall. That's dope boy music to me. That's not trap music. You feel me? I don't think that's trap music. I think that's like dope boy music. But
Well, Houston had its own little
style.
They were doing chopped and screwed and stuff like that,
true,
so they
true,
kind
true.
of separated themselves from that.
Yeah. No, it was chopped and screwed, but I still consider it kind of dope boy music. Right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but
I mean, hip hop at that time was dope boy music. Like New Yorkers was on some dope boy music shit, but it was just a different angle. Like, you know what I mean? But nah, I don't know. I think. Yeah, I don't know if good music popularized trap, but I think modern, like you said,
Like modern trap?
Yeah, and like
I could probably give you a little.
getting modern trap on the radio
give you
with
a little
Travis
bit of that.
Scott and things like that. Definitely. Yeah.
We gotta classify it. There's gotta be like a new trap and then like like classic trap and new trap or something, or like trapping. I don't know, something else, man. We gotta coin it because then people forget. And then they like, just like how we had, like, we don't associate the two where it's just like, this is where it started, this is where it's at now, you know what I mean?
Nah, I get it. I definitely get it.
And I think it also has to do with region. You know what I mean? Because, for example, when you look at regions,
Yeah, because New York trap, like, yo, with Fergie, is different. New York trap is definitely, like, different. You know,
Yeah,
from
definitely.
trap.
Right.
And from West Coast trap.
right.
Bay Area trap. You know
See,
what
that's
I mean?
the thing. Like now, trap is like a millennial type of thing. It's like a 2000 and like what? When did it start? Like 2010, like technically, or 2000.
I guess.
Like
Would you
when
say that?
it when it got really popular, I would say like
when was David Banner hot? When was he huge?
it was like 2005.
Yeah.
Banner was like,
2005.
he was
what,
probably
03, 05 around there?
Yeah. So I would say like from 2000. So I'll say like for the past, let's say 20 years. Let's just say 20, 25 years, right? Let's like say that, right? For the past 20, 25 years, trap has been like trap has been a time sound. Yeah. But when you go to regions, like before the time sound, when you went to regions, like for example, maybe a lot of places were sampling, but Detroit and the Midwest had their own complete style. That was completely different from that New York. Like I'm talking about New York was like mafioso, gutter, you know what I mean? And Detroit,
FABO,
and what's the Midwest was like soulful. They was the love rappers. They was the conscious rappers. You know what I mean?
Thugs. Shout out to both
You feel me?
thugs, right?
Now look at the Midwest though. It's where all the trap rappers, the drill rappers come from. Even
Except for Big Sean.
yeah, true.
Big
Well,
Sean.
he dips his toe into the lake.
And Chance.
Big
and
Sean
Chance,
got Bay
Chance.
Area rap. You know what I mean? Like that he has a Bay Area flow. I think Chance is more Midwest than a Big Sean type flow. You know?
Yeah.
Big Sean dope though. I mean, this is a tangent, but Big Sean, his last album showed a whole lot of growth. Speaking of growth, like that album was pretty dope. And if more albums are gonna come like that, he's gonna be around for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah. As a classic artist.
Absolutely.
I gotta say that for another episode. I wanted to dig into that point deeper, but we talking about Jay today.
Oh, this is true.
Well, I mean, Big Sean, is affiliated with Def Jam, and Def Jam's all a part of the family. So,
is he Rock Nation? No, he's not Rock Nation.
He's good music, and
Hey yo, free Meek Mill, man. I gotta shout him out real quick, man.
Yeah,
Free
yeah,
Meek Mill,
yo,
man.
Meek, man, that shit crazy.
Yo,
that's crazy, man. I feel for him, especially because he was hitting the stride in his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yo,
what I mean?
was he? This
he
is the
was
thing.
hitting the stride in his career.
He pulled a Jay-Z. Meek Mill pulled a Jay-Z because think about it, Nas. Dre, like they compare to back to Ether, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? They compare.
Really?
I've heard that comparison before.
Yeah,
as far as like
fill me in on that because I didn't hear that.
as far as
it's
its
good.
impact.
Yeah,
as far as its impact,
because it's like
not as far as it's like it's not comparable songs. The impact the songs had,
like they kind of paralleled the Drake and Meek beef to like Jay and Nas in a sense because that was like before Jay and Nas, it was Big and Pac. That were like the big beasts of like the generation or whatever.
right?
That's kind of why you had parallels with that.
So basically, when Meek gets out of jail, Meek's gonna be huge. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I mean, it should only make sense, and I say that simply because, everybody thought he was finished after back to back. And this boy came with some hollow tips and some hidden clips and some hidden 100 rounds, and it was crazy.
Yeah, he came with those like EPs, like the 1, 2, 3, and the 4 4s, and the DC4,
the Weekend
music.
Like, and then his album, what? Like, yo, he's been on fire. He's been on fire, and he showed his growth. Like, he showed, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think he had hit his stride and the focus, and now I just, I just hope that he doesn't lose too much momentum.
They trying to get him, man. They trying to get him. Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, man, you just got to be smart, right? And I think that was probably the best move. If you're gonna wheelie down a block, I wouldn't do it in probably one of the most surveilled cities in North America. I do that shit in Montana or Idaho. I got
Philly.
money. You know what I mean?
You can do
I
it.
mean, listen, forget that. I don't even want to take that risk. I'd go out to literally the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, on a summer day.
I'll go to North Dakota.
You know what I mean? And Willie,
Go
as
to
many
Dubai.
miles as I want.
Dubai.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
That's not even
like
bullshit.
you get what I'm saying. Like,
do it in Dykeman all the
so
time.
I can't really. I just hope again that he doesn't lose too much momentum for the decision that he's made, and that's me being respectful by saying that was a dumbass move in my opinion. I'm sorry.
I mean, I just think they're out to get him. That's all it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
at the end of the day,
because when you hold on, this is the only thing I want to say is, like, when you make the comparison of the T.I. case, you know what I mean, to this case, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, look what T.I. got hit with, and look what happened as a result. Look what he did. He popped a wheelie. Like, come on, like,
Nah,
I don't understand that, bro.
That wasn't.
but that wasn't it though. It
was a lot. I don't want to dive.
Violated. Look.
I don't want to dive too much
case
into it.
facts say he violated probation. So listen, if we know if you violate your probation, I mean, look, we know that that's an issue. That's always going to be an issue. You know what I mean? So. Anyways, you know what I mean? Because we're not here to talk about
They did him dirty. Free Meek Mill, yo.
shit.
Free Meek Mill.
Condolences to Meek Mill and his fam and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. No, because
Nigga didn't die. Like, damn.
So let's end this with another top 5, but top 5 Jay-Z albums
All right.
of all time. Just period. No. Just your opinion of his top albums.
Top albums.
Yeah.
All right.
Want me to start, or you want to start with somebody else?
All right.
Nah, I think you should start. I definitely think you should start. We haven't heard your voice a lot in this episode, Tax.
No, you've heard me. No,
Not enough.
So what I'll say is 1, American Gangster.
Okay. American Gangster. No.
2 is A Reasonable Doubt.
Okay. Number 3.
3 is Black Album.
4.
Blueprint.
5.
Ooh.
444.
Wow. 444 is
Already on that 5
it
list.
is. Wow.
Nah, because it's an impactful album.
Okay. All right.
I got a tough. It's kind of hard to argue against that list. The order, yeah, but it's kind of hard to argue against those albums. Man.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right, definitely. This is in no order. You know what I'm saying? This is in no order, but Reasonable Doubt.
2.
Nah, you gotta give an order. Stop.
No, this is it. Is that your number 1? It's
All right, number 1.
Or am I starting at 5?
Starting at 5.
It was Reasonable Doubt number 5. Okay, number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt be my number 1. Why
Number
not?
2.
Blueprint.
3.
Black Album.
4.
Kingdom Come.
5.
Y'all so lucky we ain't video.
American Gangster.
Okay.
Kingdom Come is a special album to me, son. Special album.
It don't get the credit it deserves. So I'll give.
That's what it is. It's slept on.
Look, Beach Chair is one of my favorite
Brim
Jay-Z
slept on.
has ever done. Beach Chair is definitely one of my favorite songs. All right. So number 1 for me, Reasonable Doubt. Number 2, Streets is Watching. Number 3, Volume 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, that album was cold, man.
Yeah,
It was. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all.
Real talk. Number 4. Watch the Throne. I like that album.
Wow. Okay.
Number 5. This is. But you know what I would have to say? I have to say the Black Album.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So I think we all agree that Reasonable Doubt Black Album is on there. I'm surprised you didn't say American Gangster.
See, American
That's
Gangster.
one of yo. That's home. Can we talk about just that song Blue Magic for a second?
Hey, Blue Magic.
Oh my God, Pharrell, what did you do to that?
what I will say is this, right?
Yeah.
The reason why it's number one for me, and I'll make this quick because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
The reason why it's number one is because, like, he made this for a movie. You have to think about how timeless movies have to be created.
Yeah.
There's so much thought. It's very meticulous in the way things like scripts and everything are written.
Yeah.
You have to make songs that accompany that because those play in the movie.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of thought and like preparation and stuff like that. And when you hear that, you hear a album that every time you listen to that, it doesn't feel stale. Like you can listen through the whole album and get an experience.
Yeah.
And that experience, like you come back 2 months later or 2 years later, you're like, boom, this is that moment that you can associate with that movie. And that's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
No other album has that. Like, regardless of what happens, like if a newer kid today listens to American Gangster, like, yo, this is dope. Like, with no other context besides the movie, that's what's going to stick compared to like with us, like Black Album is a huge deal for us because we were alive to see that, like, oh, Jay was going to retire. He had the rollout with Nokia where he had the 2 ways to blackout, 2 ways and all. He was doing the Reebok commercials. That moment in time is huge, like to us because we remember that.
Right.
But think about like 10 years from now, when American Gangster is 20, ain't going to be nothing.
That's true.
This is very true.
That movie
It's true.
is not going anywhere.
Right.
Like that'll probably be playing on BET still in like 20 years, you know what I mean? Like 10 years and stuff like that. It's an amazing movie. So that, like, accompanying that movie is what made it such an impactful thing.
Yeah. That's deep. That's deep.
I didn't think about it like that. I mean, as far as longevity wise, because then we can go, what do you think Jay-Z's most classic albums are? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely a longevity point. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it,
you might
as
be able
far
to
as
switch
longevity,
a little bit of order. Like I'll be okay to nudge a little bit of order, but I don't think I'm changing any out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I would definitely change. I mean, I don't think Kingdom Come should be like one of the classics, but it's just one of my personal favorites.
And that's good. That's
definitely.
Albums speak to you. Albums give you a specific moment in time, right?
Oh, Jay got too many classics.
Help you.
Jay got too many classics.
He got so many. Yeah, like
I won't even narrow it. I think if we were going to have a conversation about classics, we just need to talk about what's not.
That's a good one. So will we end on that? What's not a classic of his?
I think that's a conversation.
Oh, nah, because that might be a long. Yeah, I don't think we can get that done in a couple minutes.
I'm saying, yeah, true.
All right, so listen, yo, this has been another great convo, man, around, in celebration of the anniversary of American Gangster. Man, Jay, what you're doing to continue the culture, you're paving the roads for people to be new examples. So, hey, this is great, and Vinyl Mints, glad to be a part of another Future Perfect podcast. So thanks for having us again.
No problem. If you don't mind, give us a little bit of info on Vinyl Mint again for those who don't know.
Yeah. So Vinyl Mint is an online marketplace that connects video producers who create, advertising content, social videos, video game advertisements. Or games themselves. We basically created a marketplace for sound creators in the form of, musicians, artists, voice actors, translators to make a living by connecting directly to the video producers who need the jobs. Similar to like a 99 Designs or an Upwork for music and voice audio. So this is basically just a cool way to create direct access and create an economy for sound creators. You know, because at the end of the day, the common thread between us both is we want to defend the craft, defend our existence. You know, agencies want to defend the freedom of being creative, and creators want to be want the ability to make a living from their art form that they believe in. You know, so that's what Vinylmint's mission is.
Dope. Yeah, everybody got to go check that Vinylmint out for real.
Vinylmint.com. Vinyl like the record. MINT, all one word, .com. Just like the record.
Word. Now we're doing that. Let's just go around the room and shout out any social media if anybody wants to follow us.
Hey, yo, Prophet, a.k.a. Percussion. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on SoundCloud. Prophet is Percussion. Follow me on Instagram. Prophet is Percussion. In between Prophet and in between is Percussion _ Prophet _ is _ Percussion. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Prophet 617. Shout out to I Am Because We Are. Shout out to Floor Seats. Shout out to Future Perfect, of course, always. You know what I mean? When like I said, my favorite podcast. You know what I mean? They always show me love, and they always got the dopest. Guests. They always got the dopest conversations. They always got the dopest approach. You know what I mean? So definitely shout out to them. Shout out to JC Enterprises. Shout out to Radical One. Shout out to my man Poppy Shampoo. Shout out to my man Zanza. Shout out to the whole hood. You know what I mean? Shout out to my niggas Lockdown. You know, I'm just messing. But nah, for real, shout out to them though. I mean, all my people's locked down, all the people's, you know what I mean, family, everybody tuning in, you know what I mean, gotta get a little gutter with it, you know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll go with you next if you have any other social media or something you want to shout out.
Yeah, you can catch me at Vinylmint, pretty much on any social channel, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. It's just at Vinylmint / at Vinylmint, vinyl, like the record, MINT.
Word. So again, per every episode, futureperfect.blog. Check us out on there. This episode will be on there, and then we'll have our list of our favorite 5 J albums. So please write those down so that way I can post them in there. But definitely check it out for the latest in movies, music, gaming, and culture in general. Futureperfect.blog. Follow us everywhere at official Future Perfect. And then myself at Luxury Tax, LUXURYTAKZ. All lowercase, all one word. Word. So we all in a good place?
Yes, sir. Ow!
Word. So thanks again for tuning in for another Friday episode of Future Perfect. We'll see you guys next time.